Ben, thank you. Coming up on BBC London, also on the programme this evening, Carly Holding ending that report. Lots more to come on the programme, including, and if support around some of the issues raised in that story would be useful for you or for anyone you know, the BBC has compiled a list of organisations that can help. Just search online for BBC Action Line. You can see the address at the bottom of the screen now. Well, let's take a look at some of the day's other news. A man. Next this evening, the former Minister for London, Paul Scully, has been facing criticism this week for comments he made on BBC Radio London, suggesting parts of Tower Hamlets had no-go areas. He had been responding to remarks by the MP Lee Anderson, who claimed the Mayor of London was controlled by Islamists. Well, 24 hours on, and Paul Scully has apologised. Frankie McCam, Owen Locke there. Now it's time for a look at the weather forecast with Core. That's it for the moment. I'll be back with your late news at 10:30. But for now, from all of us here on the BBC London team, have a very good evening. Good evening, I'm Luxmy Gopal. Welcome to the programme. The family of a man who was crushed under a pop-up urinal he was working on in central London say they're still waiting for answers a year on. Kevin Holding, a 60-year-old engineer from Beckenham, died when the urinal dropped suddenly. His daughter Carly has criticised a lack of communication from the authorities. The Met Police admitted it hasn't provided the family with the support they would expect during the past year. Harry Lowe has this report. The leader of Barking and Dagenham Council has defended his role in responding to major flaws exposed by a BBC investigation on a large affordable housing development. Last week, you may remember, BBC London revealed how scientific evidence showed the wrong materials were used by a multinational building firm. The BBC investigation happened after a partial collapse of... Now, hundreds of residents on an East London estate say they've been left without a place to wash and dry their clothes. It's after a decision by the council to close their community laundrette. There's now a campaign to try to get it reopened, as Chris Slegg explains. This is definitely more for the fitness fanatics among you than for the faint-hearted. It's the latest fitness trend to hit the capital, a workout known as High Rocks. It's described as a global fitness race. Participants do a combination of circuit training and a 1K run, repeated 8 times. Now, you wouldn't catch me doing that, so instead I sent a willing victim, volunteer, Jacob Evans, to be put through his paces. An investigation into the death of a young black firefighter who took his own life has found no evidence of direct discrimination, bullying or harassment by his colleagues. Jaden Francois Esprit died at his home in Wapping in August 2020. But Jaden's mum says she doesn't accept the findings. The London Fire Commissioner says he believes the organisation did let her son down, but that the culture is changing. Layla Hayes has more. Now, you may well feel like a day doesn't go by without us reporting on problems on the Great Western Line out of Paddington. It was no different last night, with a landslip causing serious disruption. Well, Network Rail has announced improvements will be made to the line between London, Paddington and Reading, but it could be 6 months before commuters see a good service. Our transport correspondent Tom Edwards has more. Now, keeping active, as part of our ongoing trip around the boroughs of London, we're in Haringey this week to meet 21-year-old Owen Locke, who found himself fulfilling his dreams of being called up for England as goalkeeper for the blind team. He also helps train other players. Here's Owen with more. So, of course, it's still chilly, isn't it?
It is, but it's going to get milder for a time. It's up and down this week, Luxmy.
Corsa, thank you.